What's going on, everyone? We have breaking news on Campus Hoops. According to Jonathan Givoy, I believe I'm saying his name right, from Draft Express, he is saying that Yaxel Lendeborg has pulled out the NBA draft, which I thought he was going to be a first-round pick, but I guess not, because that was like the biggest thing he was saying, is that if he's not going in the first round, he's going to go back. I think he's an incredible player, but he has decided to return to college, where he already committed to transferring to Michigan from UAB. Yaxel Lendeborg is, I think, if I'm saying his name correctly, I think he's a fantastic player. He was a guy that I felt as though a lot of people could use. I think that he's very highly underestimated. I don't see where, some people thought something had to tell. Either the money at Michigan was so good, or he really wasn't going to be a first round pick, which I'm thinking, like, unless maybe it's a wing league. So maybe a guy that's more of like a forward, that doesn't necessarily show that he can exactly hit the three. Maybe you're a little concerned about that. But I don't know. I don't see how you don't take if I'm 28, 29, if I'm 25, I would take a risk on this guy, thinking about like possible players who would be available. But I guess the money just was so good at Michigan. I mean, it's tough. But either way, let's talk about the college basketball side of it. Dusty May has done an incredible job getting Elliot Cadeau, getting Ade Mara, I think, from UCLA is going to be big. I thought Ade Mara would have a bigger year last year, especially after Adembona, I believe, who's on the Sixers now. He might not be on the Sixers anymore, but Adembona, when he went to the Sixers or went for the NBA, I thought Ade Mara was going to have a bigger role, but it turned out, he only ended up he only started one game after starting 8 the year before. He finished a little better, but that's kind of it. Like, he didn't really develop a shot. 6 points, 4 rebounds. But I think that having that size next to Yaxel was going to be huge. And then you got to think about, they brought in Morez Johnson as well from Illinois, I believe, to transfer. His 7 points, 6 rebounds, or 7 rebounds, something like that. So having Yaxel next to these two guys, and then you got Elliot Cadeau. I can't think of everybody else they brought in, but still, Dusty May has just done a fantastic job, kind of rebooting this program. I believe Michigan went 27-10 last year, going 14-6 in the Big Ten. Ended up winning the Big Ten and then making it to the Sweet 16 further than most people would have thought they would have made it 2-3 weeks ago. Well, before. So I think that Michigan is trying to become Michigan basketball again, and they're definitely on the right track. I think this is going to be a really good team. I know they lose Trey Donaldson, but after he went to Miami, but I think that's fine. I think with this front court of new players, and then, like I said, bringing in Cadeau, I think is just going to prove huge for this team, and I think they're going to be a team to beat going into next season. So let me know what your thoughts are, Michigan fans. I know you're probably excited, but this was a good pickup. You knew you had him. It was just a matter of if he was going to the draft or not. And in the NBA circles, it was a lot of people were saying that, he could just go back. He's very, very comfortable with going back. And I don't think NBA teams bid on it in terms of, we'll take you in the first round. I would have fell for it, because I think he's a guy that's like the Swiss Army knife type of player that so many teams need. He could have been just that. What you would have asked him to do maybe would have varied. I think you probably would have asked him to be more of a defender, playmaker type. He almost reminds me of like kind of what Osa Iguodala was doing last year. Now, they don't play the same, because Yaxel's way more comfortable shooting the three. Leneborg's way more comfortable shooting the three. But just being that kind of big forward, big center type thing. Like, he could be a center in a small ball 5 lineup. Small ball lineup. He could be the small ball 5. Also, Iguodala, it was just this fantastic passer, and I think Yaxel Lendeborg is also a fantastic passer, so you could use him as a hub from the paint. And considering they had someone like Danny Wolf, last year, I think that allowed them to do a lot of things offensively, even though sometimes we saw that offense maybe not click the way they wanted to, but the idea, I think, was there. Just needed more shooting. Did they really add that? I don't know, but I think that still being able to go 27-10 and then adding these players, because they're all good players, it's just maybe you would want some more shooting. But either way, I think it's a fantastic pickup. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you guys next time.